is it by chance an Ash decal?
Link in the description.
Get 3% off in the link in the description below.
It's no open secret that Gaijin Entertainment has particularly been a bit stingy when it comes to the rewards of the new Battle Pass, and that is none other than the topic of today's video, considering, well, we've just gotten SB2C-5, a Helldiver which is for Thailand, which, you know, served in the 1950s and suppressed an uprising. But its most interesting quirk is that it's exactly identical to the regular American counterpart, and to quote some others, what happened to unique vehicles with 69 upvotes, and making Japan cast competent one copy paste at a time, and Helldiver, glory to Super Earth, and etc, in reference to Helldivers. It isn't necessarily a bad thing that these vehicles get added, however, it come at a cost to some unique vehicles that could be added instead. And the whole argument stems over, well, do you want something unique that everybody will want, or do you want something that really just, you know, is slightly unique or a variation? And the entertainment industry really tries to thread this line with giving us useless things, but particularly when it pertains to War Thunder, the biggest thing that I see happening, especially over the last few years when it comes to Battle Passes, is they're just getting more and more lazy with some of the implementation of the content. And you've seen that here with some of the topics that I've talked about in the past. Having said that though, each major update has contributed a number of vehicles that are not unique and such have ended up in multiple tech trees at once, and I get the appeal that just fills a gap and fills a void. However, copy paste in regular updates is something of another topic altogether. If this is a Battle Pass vehicle, why didn't it go in the regular Japanese tech tree? You know, they already had the Hamad B7A2, which is a Battle Pass vehicle for Japan, I think last year or the year before. Essentially what they're doing is basically telling us, hey, we don't want you to buy the Battle Pass because the rewards are completely copy and paste, and we're going to put minimal effort into it, even though you'll still have to, you know, grind an absurd amount because the tasks don't necessarily get any easier. And if they're going to be this lazy with just adding drip-fed World War II content or even, you know, post-war 1950s content, then at least make the Battle Pass as easy as it was in Season 1, where passive play was rewarded and you didn't really have to think about it, and you got on with your life and played a couple of games every night, and then, well, you were unlocking progress towards a Battle Pass. Now, the first few seasons of the Battle Pass started a couple of years back now, and that was when the Australian Centurion was added, and I believe some other vehicles as well. There's a whole list on the War Thunder wiki somewhere, but the uniqueness of the vehicles and the collectability of the vehicles and the ease of which you could collect them made it like a really worthwhile investment, and everybody really agreed that it was something that was passive, something that you could do casually, didn't have to think too much about, and you got a decent amount of rewards. Then they removed the low-tier vehicles, stating that it was actually ruining low-tier and thus was bad for the game. I mean, we see this every time and time again with some of the event vehicles that come out. Matchmaker is filled with single types of vehicles. For example, the Churchill AVRE for War Thunder's birthday was a vehicle that flooded Matchmaker for about a week and a half before the hype died down. Anyhow, they removed one of the vehicles, went down to 3 vehicles, replaced it with 15 days of premium time, stating that premium time was more valuable than a low-tier vehicle, which I disagree, because premium time is a limited item and expires, whereas a low-tier vehicle, or a vehicle in general, stays on the account as long as the account is open. And it didn't just stop at 3 vehicles. The latest couple of seasons have been reduced to just 2, a low-tier prize for free, and a higher tier prize for completion. So it means that you only got 2 vehicles, and then you got a box crate, which that you could unlock a random thing in your account and not choose which vehicle that you didn't have from a previous Battle Pass. Just a random vehicle would be assigned to you, and it just generally was a horrible experience. Not to mention the fact that with the prices of the Battle Pass, if you wanted to buy the premium version to get all the rewards, well, it wasn't really worth you putting 2,500 GE into the Battle Pass, even if you doing it for free, because the content itself was, well, okay. The AI generated profile pictures and the various other sort of decorators didn't really make it worthwhile when what people really wanted was 4 vehicles. And, you know, that's what they really were there for. To solve this issue, I was reading the Gaijin Entertainment Content Partner Discord, which is a Discord exclusive to content creators, and Hirobudu put up a suggestion on how to improve the Battle Pass in the future. Go subscribe to Hirobudu, by the way, he's a fantastic little creator. He said, bring back 4 vehicles again. Instead of giving players a few days of premium, consider making the reward with free 250 Golden Eagles instead. This will give free-to-players the chance to buy the next Battle Pass after completing it for multiple seasons, similar to other games such as Overwatch and Fortnite. He suggests also making the season 1 month longer, and this would give players the option to not complete a specific task or be forced to play 10 hours of Naval, which is one of the other reasons why I say the tasks got particularly harder. Now, reintroduce themes such as Steel Centurion or River Hunter. Both of those themes were centered around a specific vehicle or subset of vehicles that made the Battle Pass feel like it had more value. Instead, we get shat-out crap that just really doesn't make sense, and they name it weird names. For example, the previous Battle Pass was named Guided Fury for one single vehicle that happened to be a rank 4 bomber that had a guided bomb, and a glide bomb at that, if you can call it that. And so what you have here was a bunch of other content filled into the pass that didn't relate to any of the themes, and thus it lost its intrinsic value. Now, don't not lock Battle Pass challenges behind a limited time frame, because that was horrible. Having to play Naval is one of the other reasons why people don't like some of the Battle Pass challenges. And make it possible to buy multiple Battle Pass stages with one single click. And of course, this would allow you to bypass the need to get every single reward and collect every single item 75 or 80 times. So that would be a cool thing to do. Hero goes on to say that make the rewards remotely unique again. For example, good vehicles that are unique, produced in small numbers or prototypes that don't fit into the tech tree, well, the Matilda Hedgehog, the T-10A, the F2G, the T55E1, the ITP, the M6A2E1, the Sitkevitz 251/22, the EBR, the A6M6C, the PT7657, and the list goes on, including one of my favourites, the Strike Master. To add to that, he goes on to say, again, adding to the unique vehicle part, you guys have years of monthly passed to the developers lists with amazing vehicle choices, and you can add, for sure, some others that are better than some of the ideas provided by the community. And this just goes to show that despite Gaijin's best efforts, they keep taking the easy route for implementing vehicles. Now, the other thing I've noticed is there's 150 tasks, and if you want to get the loading screen, which is a unique item, you have to get to level 100. If you want to actually get the vehicle coupon trade for you to then use on the next Battle Pass if you want to skip it or move along, yeah, it kind of takes a lot of effort. You only get War Bond points every time you level up afterwards. So once you run out of unique things past level 75, and then you get the unique camouflage for the vehicle that's the top-end vehicle, there's no real point for you to continue playing through and doing Battle Pass tasks and challenges, because there isn't really an incentive to continue playing through this to unlock the title or, for example, drop a coupon. What frustrates me most about War Thunder is its inability to read the room. The developers know what they're doing clearly. The game has diversified from its World War II origins and its Cold War origins to more of modern day, close quarters, arcadey shooter game, whereas the older content, a lot of the older players and even some of the newer players want a little bit of diversity in the gameplay, and a Battle Pass would have been the perfect opportunity for a sort of a better cohesion and a better gameplay state. But as it is currently, there is no reasonable, fathomable reason for you to actually go ahead and actually go and get this current Battle Pass that's been announced. They seriously have dropped the ball on this one. There is no ifs, buts, and maybes when it comes to the nuts and bolts of the workings. Unfortunately, with a game that has no real identity and struggles to really captivate an audience every single given update, when you provide very lackluster content in a Battle Pass, and particularly when it comes to event vehicles as well in general, you're not putting and painting yourself a good look, especially when you flood low-tier vehicles and regular tech trees with hundreds of self-propelled guns that could have been that particular nation's own version of a self-propelled gun. The M44, while it is a fun little tank, it's not really something that I would love to see, and copy-paste, we're just not getting away from it anytime soon. It started out with a Chinese tech tree, and they've been pushing that narrative ever since. Of course, it is a double-edged sword. You've got to keep in mind that most nations end up by exporting or building or even buying their own technology, but the point still stands. You know, if they have unique vehicles they can use, they should be having those in either events or tech trees. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, buy my decal, link in the description down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.